Ever wonder how we keep this RV lifestyle rolling and get to stay in some pretty amazing places? Well, a big part of that comes down to Alan and his process for finding work camping jobs across the country. From digging through social media groups and campground listings to cold emailing parks we actually want to stay at, to even using tools like ChatGPT to craft professional emails and Canva to build clean, eye-catching resume. He's turned this into a system that works. And the best part, these are all simple, accessible tools that anyone can use to land jobs in the places they want to camp. So in this video, we're breaking down exactly how Alan does it, from first search to job offer, so you can do it too.
All right, what's up guys? Hey, so I'm gonna do an episode primarily on how to land a work camping job, all right? Or at least how I do it. I'm a member of a lot of Facebook groups for work camping, and I see so many posts from people that are wanting to get into the work camping industry, people that are already in the work camping industry, and they go on there and they make posts about a work camping job for me and my husband in this general area. So I wanted to do a video because we have to be our own advocate in how we're landing these work camping jobs. I'm on my third. I will be on my fourth and fifth work camping gig coming up. And so this video is going to literally walk you through the process, what I did to land a job in California. Okay, so step one, uno. Everybody's got a computer, right? So when we found out that we were going to go out to California, I was like, well, I wonder what kind of RV camps are around there. So I literally just opened Google and I go to Google Maps. And so for this particular case, I said I'm going to Redding. And so Redding pulls up and I go, okay, well, my daughter lives here, and I will right click and say search nearby, right? Go up to my search bar. So I will search RV park, right? And so all of these RV parks pop up in this area. So step two is I start going through each one, and I click on each one. So for this is Green Acres RV Park, which is one of the ones that I actually did. And I will click on the images. I want to see what the park looks like. I want to see what the Google reviews are on them. For this particular case, they've got a 4.5 out of 168 reviews. That's perfectly fine for me. I've tried to stay away from, you know, the 2 to low 3 range. That's just my personal preference because, as Kim would say, I am an RV park snob. So if I find one that I like, right, so then I will go to their website. And in this particular case, it's all the information is here, the email address, their phone number, the address, and I click on it and I look at their website. I look at how well their website is listed, how it presents itself, because that says a lot about the park that you're going to, right? If they care about their website, they're going to care about the grounds that they keep. So from within here, there's usually at the bottom, there's a contact us, there's an email address. So I'll jot all that information down. Right here's the email address. That generally goes to the on-site manager or the corporate manager. And I'll jot that information down, telephone number, address, email address, and I'll just make note and I go to my next. And I repeat and repeat and repeat. And as I'm doing this, I'm building a list. I just opened up a simple Word document. And in this particular case, for going out to California and trying to find a park, I ended up jotting down 8 different RV parks that I felt, you know, like that's someplace that I would stay, that's someplace that I would work. It's not too far from our daughter's house, so the commute is easy. And then That's pretty much it as far as Google is concerned. So then what I did is I would do a new email, and I did this for each and every one. I typed in their email address, and I composed an email that I could just copy and paste. I wrote what I thought was a good email, and I copy and pasted that email in ChatGPT. I got ChatGPT to pull up because sometimes I'm not such a great writer, but Chatty does not fail. ChatGPT is a great tool for grammar, just overall readability of the body of your email, which is important because it says, just like I'm looking at reviews and I'm looking at pictures of the campground, this says a lot about you, right? I've got the body of my email, and the last thing is I have got my own work camp resume. So it's got my contact information on it. It's got a picture of me and my boy Oso, a little bit about me. It has my experience, so my work camping experience, where I've been, brief education, your general skills, right? And when I say general skills, if you've owned a home and you've done the upkeep in order to maintain that home, you've weed eated, you've lawn mowed, you've trimmed trees, you've planted stuff, right? That's the experience that you need. That's it, right? And then the customer service side of it, right? Once you're on location goes a long way, right? So it's important that you have good customer skills to deal with the customer that's there camping, right? They want their plumbing issue fixed. They want their electrical issue fixed. And so those things go a long way. RV parks are very big on reviews. They track their reviews and they care about their reviews, right? Because that's repeat business, and they thrive on repeat business. And so your forward-facing customer focus is very important to them on top of the skills. We put some pictures of our rig because RV parks want to know what kind of rig you have. Picture of Kim and I, and of course the pups, right? So Canva has a lot of these templates. They're free. Do your resume, have it saved on your desktop. Okay, so now I've got 3 elements essentially on my desktop, right? I've got my resume, I've got my work camping places jotted down of the places that I want to apply to, and I've got my body of my email context, right? I'm going to put in for 8 different jobs. And I think it's real important to note that the jobs that I'm putting in for, or I did put in for, none of them were advertising for work campers at all. So I'm basically cold calling them without calling them, right? And I just threw it out there. I didn't know whether or not it's going to work, but in this particular case, I put them in all within probably 5 minutes of one another. So I had all 8 of them sent out at one time. And within 24 hours, I heard from 3 of them. And one of those is an RV park that offered me a position. Of the 8 that I put in, it was the one park of the 8 that I really wanted to stay in because it's super nice. It's on the Sacramento River, so our rig is going to back up to the Sacramento River, and it's 11 miles from my daughter's house. So throughout the interview process on the campground that actually offered me the position, the conversation came up about, because I asked about, is it okay if I use my golf cart? And she was like, oh, absolutely. But we also have, 2 side-by-sides. We have another golf cart. So if you want to rather use one of those, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But I've got everything here, and so it just works better for me. Now, I think that it's, throughout the interview process of work camping, I think probably my number one advice would be to have a checklist of things that you want to ask your future employer, right? What kind of equipment do you have? Do you have zero turn mowers? How big's the property? Is it 5 acres? Is it 100 acres? You know, and so you kind of want to know what you're getting into. And, you know, if they tell you, hey, yeah, it's 100 acres, but we only have push mowers. Well, you might want to think about that one, right? Or, yeah, it's 100 acres, but our lawnmower's been broke for the last 6 months and we can't get corporate to fix it. That's another big red flag, right? So just remember that it's just as much your interview of them inquiring about things that matter to you, like rig size, what's the community like of the full-timers that actually do live there, how old is the park, right? Because a 100-year-old park is going to have a lot more maintenance issues than a brand new park, right? I mean, that's just common sense. That would probably be the number one thing. You know, ask questions during your interview, make your own checklist and use that as a guide for each time that you're going to put in for a work camping job and you're actually scheduled to do an interview. Remember, it's your interview too. So another tip or advice that I have for potential work camping spots is, what is the expectations for the campground in regards to working hours? What are your expectations for working hours, right? Take Kim and I, for instance. Kim works during the week, so she's a Monday through Friday, you know, kind of an 8 to 5 type chick. But it's important to us that we have the weekends off so we can go out. That's our time to go do stuff. Well, if the campground's expectation is to work you on the weekends, well, that doesn't work for us, right? But it may work for you. So be upfront and be clear about what the expectations are for working hours, right? And days of the week, right? Because if you're targeting a certain day of the week and you get there and you haven't talked about it, well, you're kind of stuck now. All right, so kind of as a wrap up of work camping is an excellent way to see the country or where you want to go. I've, you know, kind of walked you through the steps on Google, and some people may be already using those tools, but if not, it's you know, good way to approach things. Again, they weren't advertising, right? I just said, you know what, this is where I want to stay, and boom, I put it out there. Technology's out there to be able to utilize. You know, hey, I'm not just going to apply for one, I'm going to apply for, you know, 10, right? And the likelihood of you hearing back, I would say, is pretty good. It really is. As long as you have, you know, a good enough looking resume, the body of your email is good. You know, yeah.
So use the tools.
Use the tools.
Check.
So we're getting ready to do our 4th back in Colorado and then a 5th in California, which will take us to about 2 years, right at 2 years.
Close to it, yeah.
Yeah. And y'all, and Kim will do some math and do like the exact figure, but we've kind of roughly thought this out. And do you know that by the time the 2-year mark comes up, we will have spent, I think probably the number's gonna be right, less than $1,000 for 2 years of camping. And I'm talking about in some very, very nice parks. If you wanna go somewhere coast to coast, you can work camp. And you know, another reason why I wanted to make this video is these Facebook groups that I'm in. When I see people asking questions, I'm literally going to copy and paste this episode, what it takes to get a work camping job, right? Take a look, right? And so, you know, do us a favor, do the same thing. You see people, you know, that are asking questions and inquiring about work camping, absolutely drop our link to this episode in the comments section. So like, subscribe if you like this information that we're putting out to you guys, not just this video, but any video. If you have questions about work camping, email me. I'll personally answer the email and give you my experience. If you have questions, concerns, whatever, I'll answer them. We always answer every single question that we get on our channel, right? Keep the liking and subscribing coming. Share the information, because at the end of the day, our channel is about trying to help other people and educate, right? Let us be the example of what not to do type stuff from RV life. And work camping is a part of RV life, if you so choose. So anyway, thanks guys. Have a good one.